Hi, thank you for coming to the part two. Here are the red flags that I experienced in person with this therapist. Um, Number one, I wrote them down. Number one, she was conversating to me about different stuff. You know, when you first meet someone, like especially a therapist, like they'll give their background, the type of work they do, their specialization, this, that, and the third, stuff like that. Except for like this therapist, at one point in time, she went to a church that I've also attended. We did not attend together. Like many years ago, she attended the same church that I was recently attending. Um, and then she's talking about the church. It's like, honestly, let's be honest, she had like a demonic manifestation about past negative interactions about that church she went to. And me, as I'm looking at her, I'm listening to what she's saying, but I'm looking at her body language, and I feel uneasy. But I chalked it up to, oh, maybe she was just that hurt. And I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. When you get hurt by situations, like, it's really important to sit down and let God heal you. Because if not, the hurt that we go through can hurt us further. We can become bitter. And those things, the devil feeds off that. He can feed off that bitterness. I'm telling you. And so I chalked it up to, she just needs some healing. And which, just being transparent, she does. But me personally, I'm not gonna mention it because that's not true. Just because you're an older Christian does not mean I hate to say you're a good Christian. It does not mean it's not always going to reflect in how you act or whatnot. Just because somebody's older does not mean they always going to have wisdom. Like, that's not how things always work. So, second, to mention for like she is a Christian and she's also a therapist, right? And so when I hear those things, and from experience, I've actually seen Christian therapists, is that I'm not going to say, they healed and whole people. But it's just a difference to a Christian, and especially a Christian therapist. Like, for me personally, I can really tell, like, they really like them with Jesus Christ. I can really, really tell. It's like they're really a vessel. They're really a vessel. And I'm not being biased because I'm a Christian or whatnot. I'm not being biased. I'm genuinely saying vetted Christian therapists are where it's at. But don't ever get it twisted. God can use anyone to be a blessing unto you, regardless if they are Christian or not. So I don't want to be biased in that way. But I am saying from observation, in my experience, Christian therapists, they're where it's at. But I'll speak about that later. And so with her being a Christian therapist, and as I mentioned to you about Christian therapists, like from my viewpoint, one thing I also found was a red flag is that with this relative that I'm a friend of, that she's also related to, she's not kind to this relative. She's not kind to this relative. And granted, I don't know the details, and I'm not in the room whenever they have disagreements or whatnot. But from different things this relative has told me about her relative that's also a Christian therapist, it was really a red flag. So I'm like, dang, why y'all are both Christian? Why can't the things that y'all are disagreeing about, and respectfully, the language that comes out of these conversations, why can't that be, like, you're the therapist. Like, I feel like you should handle that better. I know people sometimes they get in their emotions, and obviously I don't know the depths of stuff. And I'm not saying, let me say this. A part of me believes that all therapists, especially Christian therapists, they should know how to de-escalate and to bring unity to conversations as it relates to communication. But that's not always the case. It's not always the case, okay? But I did find that to be a red flag. Yeah, those unkind communications. I really did. Third, whenever we conversated, I noticed she found me interesting in a way that made me feel uneasy. And let's be very clear, speaking from experience, some people, they have admiration towards you, based on how you carry yourself, based on your accolades or whatnot, or just because they see you as a person. They genuinely see you as a person, and so they admire you. That's a healthy and pure observation and admiration. However, some people, they be observing you, or they find you interesting in a way to plot against you. No, absolutely not. No. And I noticed that about her. She found me interesting in a way that was given plot. And I was like, no, I don't like this. You find me interested in a way that I don't like. And with her finding me interested in a way that I did not like, I noticed she would like size me up. Just size me up. I could just tell, like, just based on body language and eyes, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, if y'all don't know at this point in life, listen to me. I'm telling you that I've learned this from experience. Body language is telling more than the words that people say out of their mouths. Body language is telling more than the words that people say out of their mouths. Okay. Fourth, twice, maybe 3 times, this was brought up in a conversation. This therapist, she wanted to know deep traumas about me. And that's a red flag. That's a red flag because, number one, and speaking overall too, and because I've seen on TikTok how people mention when they go to a therapist, they always want to know about their traumas and stuff like that. And I get you. And for me personally, one part as to why that's a red flag for me is that when you go to a therapist and you mention specifically what you want to talk about that's relevant to your now, why are we bringing up the past? Why are we bringing up the past? Especially when the past has no, it doesn't affect my now. Like, I've healed from that. I have processed healthy feelings from the things, those past things that have traumatized me. Like they don't bother me anymore. Like, why are we still talking about my past? Why? Especially after it's been stated like you don't want to talk about it. That's a red flag, like, because you're not listening. I think that's weird. Second, and as many people might know, and please come to know, like right now on this day, sharing your trauma with the wrong people causes problems because they want to use it against you. I know y'all have experience before talking to people about things, about your problems. You confide in the wrong people. You confide in the wrong people. I know you have experienced that. And from observation, spiritually speaking, that I've come to learn why spiritual enemies, why they want to know about past trauma, is because the devil loves a fragmented soul. He loves that. He loves unhealed, bitter people. Why? Because from that unhealed brokenness, that negative brokenness, from that comes negative coping habits. Like, people drink just to escape. Some people emotional eat to escape. They'll shop to escape. That stuff is not healthy. So the devil loves a fragmented, unhealed soul. And from experience, I've come to learn that when you tell your problems to the wrong people, just to be specific, like, it's help me God. Specifically in my life, I remember like I did not know at the time she was a witch, but a family friend, a witch cosplaying as a family friend. That's the language, okay? I just remember just talking to her about different things and whatnot, and it's like I'm giving ammunition to the wrong person just so they can try to re-injure me again spiritually. Like through demonic dreams, just do different spiritual stuff that's demonic that I observed. One thing, as it relates to a fragmented soul, I'm here to tell you Jesus Christ is the ultimate healer. He's the ultimate healer. He can heal you with no strings attached. Some people, they go to these Reiki healers and ayahuasca, all that stuff, but it's demonic. I do believe people when they say they have all these types of experiences and it felt euphoric. I do believe them, but the end result and the core of that is demonic. It's like those soul fragments, you're welcoming demons in them. And they're telling you what they want you to know. They're painting pictures, hence all these visions and stuff. Yeah, all that. They're painting pictures of what they want you to know, but it's still not the truth. You're not a mermaid. You're not a jaguar. You're not a healer. To be a healer, you have to do that in Jesus' name. Specifically, to go to these ayahuasca retreats, you're welcoming demons. I'm telling you that in Jesus' name. And one thing I find funny, and why? Let me say this: the devil creates problems and gives solutions. The devil creates problems and gives solutions. What type of mess is that, bro? Be mindful of people and organizations and anything, honestly, that creates problems and gives solutions. What comes to my mind right now, I remember in high school, I had a cousin. She had a North Face jacket or whatnot. North Face, people like that or whatnot. And this girl stole her North Face jacket. And then on the back end, trying to help her find her jacket. But really, the girl stole it. And how you trying to help her find it? Or better yet, you eating this fast food. It's convenient. I can be on the go, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, down the road of life or whatnot, you got to take all these medications. Look, the devil creates problems and tries to give solutions. Don't be deceived. I'm pausing here. Stay tuned for part 3 of the red flags I experienced with this therapist. Thank you.